what is going on at the company? Why on earth? This is a major company. It's always traded a pretty good premium, pretty good valuation. Why has it suddenly been left behind?
A big reason is a very small earnings miss. They reported back in December 20th, 33 cents a share, which was just a couple of cents shy of estimates. And I guess the whisper number was a bit higher, and the market was very disappointed. Now, it's interesting, there are a lot of good underlying trends there, but the jury is still out on Mark Hurd, even though he's been there a while now. And the jury is still out on their shift to hardware. They bought Sun Microsystems. They closed the deal back in.
So Hurd, when did he come in as chief executive?
It's been a year and a half now that he's been in, and it's been 2 years now that they've owned Sun Microsystems. They did the deal, I guess, 2.5 years ago.
But he was seen as this great turnaround expert, someone who was, had done great stuff at HP,
right,
or at least had boosted the share price a lot. There were questions over investment, but why has it taken so long for that to feed through? And do you think he's actually got the right track?
I think there's evidence that he did. I mean, he's a real salesman. That's really ultimately what he is. And he came in and he added a lot of salespeople, but he also revamped the sales force. And in the short run, that appeared to have caused some hiccups. And so, people were surprised, especially on the top line.
Hiccups what? Because they weren't selling as much, people were leaving. What are we talking about?
They weren't closing as many big deals. I mean, they don't do little deals. They do very big ones. And if a couple slip, then that tends to make the quarter, look very iffy. And there are two sources of revenue. One is an ongoing source of revenue, and that's the good thing about Oracle, is that they have these contracts that are very long-term in nature. Once they have their claws into you, you're an Oracle customer for good.
Then you keep paying them for maintenance and things like that.
Absolutely.
But is it the products that are not good enough at Oracle now? I mean, are they being outflanked by Salesforce.com, other companies that are offering internet-based solutions? I mean, is it the products that aren't living up to it, or is it the actual ability to sell the products they have?
I think it was more a short-term hiccup. People wanted to see results very, very quickly. I mean, I think all evidence, if you read the trade press, is that the products are actually superior to what their competitors sell. And especially now, and I guess this quarter and the next couple of quarters are going to show whether that belief is true or not in the business, because they're faster, they're better, they're integrated with the hardware. So most people will sell you the software or they'll sell you the hardware. And Oracle, through buying Sun, is basically created products that are engineered to be very fast and very seamless, and then you have to use them.
They're trying an Apple. They're trying to do software and hardware together in an easy-to-use bundle. But so what you're saying is we haven't yet really had the test of whether that works.
That's right. And if you look at the last quarter, they had growth of, for some products, 100% sequentially over the previous quarter, but from a very low base, right? And the hardware sales overall have been falling quite dramatically, whereas everything else is growing. But those are expected to turn around by next year, and actually by 2013 provide, to grow faster than the rest of the business.
What are we going to actually learn today that will give us a sense of whether that is working, and whether the rather sort of low share price and the low valuation that we're currently seeing is actually people being too pessimistic?
It'll be evidence.
Can we see that today?
If we see a better than expected, or at least as good as expected top line number today, it'll mean that the problems were short term in nature, and that there were perhaps some big sales that didn't quite go through, that did go through this quarter. It may have pulled forward some sales, and that even creates the potential for a surprise. And that means there's nothing fundamentally wrong, that their customers aren't walking away from them or hesitating more. And that's, I think this quarter, should provide a pretty good litmus test for that.